I'm Mugs McConnell, and this is the Snippets of Yoga Philosophy. Often I'm a little nervous when I'm doing this, just simply because I'm not terribly comfortable being recorded. So do cut me some slack on my nerves, please. So today I wanted to talk about the 5 major pathways in yoga. There's more than these 5, but when we are introduced to yoga, there are several different pathways that we may not even understand that we're practicing. So most common in the West is Hatha Yoga, the yoga using the physical body, doing the yoga asanas or yoga postures, practicing the pranayama. The Hatha Yoga Pradipika is the key text for the studies of Hatha Yoga, which teaches about the cleansing techniques, the pranayama techniques, the asanas, the major mudras, and always ending in enlightenment or samadhi. This is the youngest of the major yoga textbooks, and it's not completely known when it comes about, but somewhere in the range of, let's just say, the 1500, 16th century after Christ's time, or what we would now call today Common Era. And so, but there are 4 other main pathways, and they may or may not involve any Hatha Yoga postures at all, except for the seated postures. So the oldest, I'm going to say perhaps the oldest pathway is Jnana Yoga, Jnana, and these are listed on the front plate for this video. And Jnana Yoga is the path of wisdom, and it's a challenging path where the teachings remind us that we are born into this body for this lifetime, for all the learnings that we need to achieve. And everything is considered an illusion except for the divine, God, the creator, whatever name you choose to call that in your language or spirituality. And so everything is an illusion because it's impermanent. The only thing that is permanent is our soul, our divinity, which is already one with the divine. So if we think about a glass of an empty, clear glass, the air inside the glass is the same as the air outside the glass. And the only thing that separates the two is the clear glass. That is illusion or Maya, that you are separate and you are not. And so we are already one with the divine. Then another very common pathway is called Raja Yoga. And this is drawn from Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. Oh, step back. Jnana Yoga is drawn from the Vedantic teachings, the Vedas, which are the oldest texts known to us. And then Raja Yoga is drawn from the Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, and it's really all about the yoga of the mind. Fascinating, fascinating studies in the Raja Yoga. This seems a little closer to what in the West or in Christian teachings is that we have the individual soul and the divine, and our pathway in this life is to unite them to become one again, like the individual drop of water coming into the lake. It's no longer separate. So mild differences here, but the Jnana Yoga is that you already are one with the divine. It's only an illusion that you're separate. And the Raja Yoga is the pathway of using the mind and training the mind and understanding the mind so that you can reunite with the divine. And so one is non-dual, and Raja Yoga is duality because of the separateness that we experience. So the Patanjali's Yoga Sutras are the textbook that will teach you all about the mind, the thought waves. We've talked about several of these in the previous episodes. Then there is Bhakti Yoga, and I'm going to step back again. Raja Yoga, therefore, is a yoga of meditation. So one is the yoga of wisdom, the knowledge that you are not separate from the divine, the oneness. And the Raja Yoga is the yoga of meditation that will gradually take you to that wisdom and oneness again. Bhakti Yoga is the yoga of love and devotion. And this is a wonderful pathway that we're always or often practicing, and is the yoga of bhajans, of singing songs and chants. So whether you are Christian and you're singing hymns in the church, or you're a yogi and you're singing the bhajans from the ashram, these are ways of practicing Bhakti Yoga, the yoga of love and devotion. And I kind of think of Mother Teresa as a Bhakti yogi, because everything she did was love to the poorest of the poor. She served the poorest of the poor just as she would serve God. That was her method of serving God, by doing so beautifully for the poor. And it was just all love-based. So Bhakti Yoga is love and devotion. And we extend our love through others that we know in order to serve the divine. And singing songs and saying prayers and mantras is a way of practicing Bhakti Yoga. Then there is Karma Yoga, and Karma Yoga is a great pathway of yoga for those of us who don't feel like getting on our yoga mat, or don't practice meditation, etc. And it's very similar to Karma Yoga. There's quite an overlap there, but it's selfless service, doing for others without any expectation of reward. So those of you who volunteer your time without any other expectation of return, whether it's at the service of animal rescue, or at the food bank, or in any service that you offer free, just the beautiful giving of yourself without any expectation of reward, is Karma Yoga. So it is a wonderful path. It's not supposed to have reward, but the reward is huge, because we always feel so much better when we do things for others. And I remember when my mother passed away, and my father would say to me, whenever I have a bad day, I think, who could I go out and do something for? Because when I do something for someone else, it always makes me feel better. And on the flip side, it also really benefits our karma. And karma is where every action has an equal reaction. And so in our pathways, if we do good actions, it comes back to us in this positive way. And so Karma Yoga, doing things for others, is a beautiful way of living life. And that it's just, what greater joy is there than doing something for someone else? So I hope you've enjoyed this snippet of yoga philosophy. Have a beautiful day. Thank you very much for being here.